got the little man, you got the big man, and you got the bigger man. You got the little man, you got the big man, and you got the bigger man.
Well, production botch on my end. I hit the space bar while that video was playing, and that's what causes that little hiccup. But anyway, hey everybody, it's Cullen Nitro from Nitro Maniac TV's Wrestling Unlimited, coming at you live with another Nitro's Take Live, coming at you on Sunday night. We're going to take a look at last night's Saturday night's main event program, which emanated from the Nassau Coliseum in Uniondale, Long Island, New York. I'd like to bring in myself. I am the hardcore fan. If this is your first time talking or checking this channel out and that stuff, we're also broadcasting live on my Instagram at Killa Nitro or through the Facebook groups. I'd like to bring in I am the hardcore fan, and I guess we can throw that background on because it's kind of got an 80s retro vibe to it. I will bring in the Laps fan. Usually it's Mr. TL, but I guess tonight we say booyaka booyaka.
I've had surgery 5 times in my left knee.
Oh my gosh. It's LTL.
It's Rey Mysterio.
Rey Mysterio. That is a dope costume, dude.
It's good to be here.
It's
live on podcast.
Yes. It's great to have you, Mr. Mysterio. Yeah. You are not part of the Saturday night's main event.
That's why I'm able to be here tonight.
Yeah, as a impartial observer, you're gonna make some comments.
Not exactly impartial. I saw that my son was out there.
Oh, are you
being
still
a hoe as usual?
You're still claiming him as yours?
I have to. He's my blood. Me. I forgot what blood is in Spanish.
El Blood.
No, that's not it. That's offensive.
Oh, okay.
That's offensive, Holmes. Sangre. Mi sangre. Mi familia.
Okay.
El mijo. My son. But he's still a bastard.
Oh, man. I mean, Jesse Ventura seems to like his girlfriend, but we can get into that later on.
What a she can take her. She can take her all she wants.
Just completely throwing me off. But anyway, streaming live across all the Facebook channels you expect, and also the Nitro Maniac TV's Wrestling Unlimited YouTube. So if you got any comments or questions about last night, feel free to throw it in the chat in the I guess appropriate areas where you are watching, and we'll discuss. We'll give our card rating at the end of it, but yeah, we'll get into breaking down the card first, and then we'll break into the extracurricular stuff that we got here, because we got a little bit of a follow up because we did our Christmas stream on Friday. That was huge. Ray, I don't know if you checked it out. It's a lot of fun.
I always come prepared.
Okay.
I watched the show from yesterday. I like your program.
Yeah,
I also like this bar.
Are you the new bar? Is that now that Sheamus and I guess Cesaro, now Claudio and AEW are split?
You know,
are you the bar?
I always say I'm the biggest little man to ever be in the wrestling business. Mm-hmm. So it's not exactly like I can set the bar pretty high. Maybe 5'5".
It's going to be one of those nights tonight, everybody, for sure. For sure. But anyways, we'll get into breaking down the card here. This was Saturday night's main event.
It is getting caliente as fuck in this thing. All right.
We have a demasking. Oh, no. It's the most unhonorable thing a lucha person can do.
I have unmasked. I can only keep up that bit for how long was that? 5 minutes?
I thought you were going to go the entire show with that. So
I tried, and I'm like, nope. I can't do it. I can't do the whole show like that.
By the way, well, you missed it while preparing for the bit, but we have new AI avatars.
Oh yeah, you know I can't see without my glasses.
So I took the prompt and made us kind of, if we were, I guess, wrestlers in the heyday of Saturday night's main event of the 1980s, and they put it kind of did us in like comic book form a little bit. So again, here I am. I kind of look like a nerdy Megamind a little bit.
Well, looks like Rick Moranis if you want to.
I mean, I dig the costume, but I don't think I could get the muscle structure like that. Built more like Kevin Owens than anything else. So
it's like if Cody Rhodes was Clark Kent.
Maybe he is. Here you are.
Why am I 30? Why am I like 54 years old?
You do seem to skew a little older. Just a tiny bit.
Not in real life? Look at that. What is this?
I like the ball cap, though. The ball cap is fresh.
Okay, here's the thing.
Yeah.
Flat brim always.
Yes.
Flat brim.
Flat brim. Okay.
Don't curve the brim.
Gotcha. Keep her flat.
Yes. Especially
if it's a new era. New era, you keep it flat.
Yes, and my hats are always black, new era, all black.
Yeah.
Flat brim.
See that kind of is to me that it's the whole thing is mid. It's but with Fraser it kind of well that's Fraser.
That's like if Edge had a dad.
I like the jersey, the Toronto Mall leaves.
I was gonna say that's the closest I've ever seen to the font being correct on something AI, and it's just one letter off.
But whatever the Toronto Mall leaves are.
I also wanted to point out that me having a Blue Jays Toronto hat is a little weird too.
Mm-hmm.
Although I have it, I'd rather have the Steelers hat.
Ah, okay. Well, I figured I'd change it up.
There's too much Toronto going on.
Yeah, there is. In second, I could have put what's that soccer team like Celtic?
That's his soccer team.
Yeah, I could have put him
Celtic.
in a Celtic jersey. Yeah.
Apparently
they won today, so I've expected him here to do a victory lap. So that might still happen. We'll see.
Okay. We'll see how these things go.
We'll see how things go. But yeah, you saw him light up the group chat a little bit earlier on with all that. So there we go. But we'll get back into just reviewing the show quickly, and then we got some unfinished business from the Christmas stream provided via a viewer that we can hit up at the end of this.
Interesting.
Yes, definitely, for sure. So anyways, this is the first or last night was the first Saturday night's main event on NBC since August 2nd, 2008, and that was a pre-tape from July 28th, 2008. The main event for that one was Edge versus Jeff Hardy. Not for any title. It was just Edge versus Jeff Hardy.
All right.
Yeah.
That's a throwback.
Yeah, it was. Yes. That's back when I really wasn't watching wrestling. So I wasn't watching wrestling from 2008 through the third quarter of 2010 is when I came back in.
I don't know what was going on in that time period.
No, I couldn't tell you because I wasn't watching. So.
Wait, when was Summer of Punk?
Summer of Punk was 2011. Was the year right after 2010. 2010 was Miz, the Rise of Miz, I think.
Well, the Rise of Miz, but also that's when The Rock came back.
Yes.
For the first time in like 7 years.
Well, The Rock came back, yeah, and then slowly started to come. That's how I started to get back in, was when The Rock came back. I was like, okay, yeah. So Rock.
And then so the Pipe Bomb was not long after that.
No, Pipe Bomb was summer of 2011. Money in the Bank. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
There we go. So Joe Tessitore with the cold open last night. Decent opening, I thought, mincing the old with the new. but also was kind of meh at the same time. But it got spectacular once they got back on camera. Joe Tessitore and Jesse the Body Ventura are your hosts for this program. We'll start it off right now. What did you think of the Body's return to first the hosting chair and then the commentary chair last night?
Okay, first of all, I thought that the opening part was pretty cool with the old music and everything and the 80s stuff, and then having like the new wrestlers come in with the
old graphics. The old graphics. Yeah.
I thought that was pretty dope.
Yeah.
Tessitore to open the show is a little bit weird. I think they should have had maybe Corey Graves.
Mm-hmm. I think Joe Tessitore's role on this might be better suited to be like the Mean Gene in the back. He should be the guy interviewing.
And we'll get to that where there was something that was missing off the show, and it's one of the few things, because I thought it was a good show, but something that was missing, and that was that Okerlund type of thing. But hearing Jesse come back, I mean, he's definitely old.
Yep.
But he plays the heel character, which felt like an alien from outer space had come to wrestling. Like, it was so... We haven't seen it in such a long time that it felt out of place until it came back into its spot. And you're like, oh.
There was a dude in a time warp. Yeah, it looked like they just cracked open the time capsule and outwalked the body. You know?
Yep. Outwalked the body, man.
Yeah.
But like, it was actually like a classic performance, and it was so well needed to introduce people into a heel commentator, which hasn't been an all-out thing in such a long time.
Yes. Definitely.
Like Corey Graves, Peter Tarr's on it, and so does Wade Barrett.
Yeah, they're both more tweeners than anything else, which has kind of been the norm of people taking that role since, gosh, I want to say 98, because the King basically switched to 96. So
kind of.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you're right. Somewhere around there when the King stopped being a full-out heel and started being like a little bit teaming with Jim Ross.
Yes. Yeah.
But yeah, straight up heel commentator, that felt brand new, and it felt
great.
Completely different having Jesse there. So props to him for that. That was pretty awesome.
Yep. No, it was really good. Seems like he's up on the product a bit, so he's definitely been doing some sort of research, stepping right in. It wasn't a one-off guest hosting type thing. He actually seemed excited to be there and up on the product a little bit. If probably still got to learn the roster, the current roster and who they're pushing and stuff like that.
Yeah, he did call him Kevin Owen.
Yeah, that's true. That's minor, though. Michael Cole and Pat McAfee, the play-by-play in color here. Dope.
Yeah.
Just dope.
Pretty good. Yeah. Michael Cole does his job. McAfee's a loose cannon.
Yes.
Good excitement.
Yeah.
Maybe a bit too wild, but that is him.
Yes.
For anybody who had not watched wrestling but was in the sports genre and is watching this on NBC, it probably is good to have Fred Tessitore and Pat McAfee out there, because at least it's some recognizable audio figures for sports. So good call on them for the WWE to do that in hindsight. So.
Yeah, well, Tessitore and McAfee, you bring in a college football crowd with that, because there you go, ESPN Game Day, et cetera, et cetera. The amount of press Ventura was doing prior to this was insane. Every single podcast, every single sports program in the States the week leading up to this event had him on. Like, it was like WrestleMania week blitz for him. So
and he put it across that he was happy to be there, that it was a good thing that he actually cared. Whether he does or doesn't, I don't know. We'll never know until one day he has to shit on the company again.
He cares enough to show up at the next one, because they had asked after the show last night, and he responded that he's going to be in San Antonio in January, and part of the one in San Antonio. So it sounds like he's part of this going forward.
Yes, but Jesse Ventura he seems like a guy that's like, he's your friend until you're not.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And then it's time to shit all over you and be like, that place was a complete disaster. I didn't want to be there on my own accord. I did it for the cold hard cash.
For the money.
It was all about the money.
Follow the money.
Yeah.
so
Just
so
to
yes.
get the name, the body back in there on television again.
Mm-hmm.
It was
And it
to
was-
launch my show over on Discovery.
And it was great to hear him on commentary in the main event, but we'll get to that
We'll
when we
get
get
to
to the main
that.
event spot. Just that's definitely for sure. Let's break down some matches. Opening contest: Drew McIntyre versus Sami Zayn. This contest was I closed my window. So while I retrieved the runtime for it, I can tell you that the finisher for this thing was the Claymore by Drew McIntyre as he gets Sami chasing him first outside of the ring, and then as soon as Sami gets back into the ring, Drew hits the Claymore, and that's the 1-2-3 count. And I will get the time for that here in a second. What that happens in the pre-show squash of everything is when you close and open and that stuff. And you know what? That's probably what happened when I closed that stupid space bar during the
We're
open.
currently having technical difficulties.
Yeah, I need that drunk dude from The Simpsons. There we go. Okay.
There you go.
Oh, well, I tell you what, we can do this too. We got to summon the Undertaker at the bottom of the screen. Is the Nitro TV's Undertaker with all the news and notes from last night's Saturday night's main event program and match times and so on and so forth, and the attendance.
Yes.
A sold out 14,186 at the Nassau County.
Isn't it great to see a full arena for wrestling?
I know, right? It's awesome.
Unlike the other company who will not be named.
We'll talk quickly, before we jump back to that opener. There was a dark match to get the crowd going. It was only 8 minutes long. The Motor City Machine Guns of Alex Shelley and Chris Sabin defeated A-Town Down Under, Austin Fury, and Grayson Waller via pinfall. So probably just something to get out there to test cameras and stuff. And I doubt we'll see it, but who knows? With this WWE Vault YouTube channel, we might see it. I don't know. We'll see. But so the runtime for Drew McIntyre defeating Sami Zayn by a pinfall was 10 minutes and 5 seconds. And this was a good opener. This was a very good opener. Like I said, hot start. I love the look of the ring because they had the old ring ropes, the old red, white, and blue. Yeah. They had the amendment with the WWE, kind of the golden era logo, but they can't use WWF anymore, so it's the Legends logo.
Yeah,
that one. on the turnbuckles, it was great. These guys are just so snug.
Mm-hmm.
It's like that is just primo excelente wrestling opening it up.
Yep, damn good, hard-hitting match to open the show.
Mm-hmm.
It does have a little bit of a feel of if you've seen them wrestle, you've seen it before. And
Yes,
it's the same kind of thing.
Yeah,
but
of course.
If this is a brand new viewer to the product watching on NBC on a Saturday night, great opener.
Yes.
This is what it's all about.
Yep. I couldn't agree more. That's it. You want to come out of the, like I said, this is the first in 15 years that they're on NBC. You want to come out of there with a bang, right? And you're trying to show people this is what the modern day WWE is. This is what you're missing out on. Come check this out, And and then it continues the storyline. Who does Drew go after from the original Bloodline next? Does he go after Roman or does he go after Solo?
Jay.
Could be Jay.
He goes after Jay.
Could be
Jimmy's
Jay.
out.
Yes, Jimmy's out for a bit. Could be Jay.
He got injured in the War Game, so he's out for a little bit.
Uh-huh.
So Jay.
Okay.
It just makes sense to move on to the next guy and start a new feud.
Yeah.
Why? Who are you thinking?
I was thinking potentially a face turn because we're in a transfer period now between Raw and SmackDown, right?
Okay.
So we could potentially see Drew show up to go face to face with Solo because Solo cost Drew the match at Clash of the Castle, the first Clash of the Castle back in 22. Yes.
Yeah.
23.
He did. But then he would have to go and fight Roman at some point anyway, so that'd be a very short-lived face turn.
Mm-hmm. Unless Roman isn't on SmackDown. Maybe Roman goes to Raw.
But then the storyline's incomplete. He was going after the Bloodline, but he won't go after Roman?
No, I'm just saying that Drew's on SmackDown and Roman's on Raw.
I don't like it.
Yeah, well, hey, Jay could be it. And you still also like maybe they start a slow simmer with Jimmy, even though he's hurt. Maybe something happens where they do a little prolonging of the injury angle with him or something, and then once he's healthy, the two square off. So, but you're right, Jay makes the most sense.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Yes, like. Lots of commercials. There's a ton of commercials, and this because we're on NBC and they got to sell shit. So
that's true.
So they come back. We see Tito Santana. He's in the house.
Yeah, a few of the like random legends just in the crowd. You know what though? It was good that they didn't just mash them all into a stupid sketch, which is what they usually used to do.
That was the Vince McMahon way, yes.
Yes, just mash you all into a stupid sketch that makes no sense. Now it's just like, okay, they're there in the arena.
Mm-hmm.
Just like how what they would do in boxing or MMA when they show the veterans of the sport around ringside. You're like, hey, look who it is. It's good to see them in attendance and enjoying the show.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful.
We had Jimmy Hart along with Tito Santana. Got a good pop. And Rich Herring, who is one of the minds behind the first Saturday night's main event. And he actually was, I think, like one of the guys from NBC that sat in with Dick Ebersol with Vince McMahon back in the day to produce these things. So that's who he was. So it was pretty cool. Next match. Yes, indeed. The next contest.
Boom, boom, boom,
The-
boom, 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 boom. That's my impression of her song.
Yeah. It's a banger, that one. WWE Women's title. Io Sky with damage control versus Liv Morgan with the Judgment Day. So kind of a meeting of the factions here, but this one ran 9 minutes and 5 seconds.
It felt longer.
It did feel longer. And the finish for this thing was Io attempts to hit the moonsault, but Liv gets her knees up, and Liv hits the Oblivion, and that's the 1-2-3 in 9:05. There was talk last night that Liv may have broken her nose off of a knee attack earlier in the match by Io. But
No, you said that so wrong. Liv got her nose broken by Io Sky. She broke her nose.
Well, apparently, by all accounts and that's what I've seen today, her nose is fine. It's not broken. So,
how do you know it was bleeding?
It was bleeding, but it's not broken.
All right.
That's from Fightful and from Meltzer and those people. So, I'm just regurgitating what they had to say about it. WWE claims it's not broken, so we'll see. We'll see.
Okay, but Io like rocked her in the face with a knee.
Oh, it's one of the all-time great wrestling gifts. Yes.
You know what? In the match, it was
or
pretty,
gifs.
You could tell who was carrying who. Like Io is such a spectacular worker, and Liv is so green. All of her stuff is either a backstabber or a code breaker, because all she does is back bumps. Like she's good, but she's not a great wrestler.
Yes.
Io Sky is fantastic. However, she did mess up on the top rope, lost her balance, and she did hurt her opponent. She kneed her right in the face.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know if that's a matter of she didn't protect her opponent enough, or Liv isn't good enough to, maybe throw a hand up.
Liv could probably block that. Yes.
Yeah, instead of just taking it raw to the face.
Or at least to the face. But hey, whatever. Post-match, though, Liv walking to the back, but is cut off by Rhea Ripley. And the two square off as we go to commercial once again. But it seems like Rhea's next in line for Liv, maybe at the Rumble.
I still think it's funny when she holds the belt up to Rhea Ripley, like, I'm the champion. Let's you're still gonna get dissected like a Costco chicken.
I keep hearing about these Costco chickens and how good they are and that stuff. I gotta try one.
Better than Swiss Chalet for our Canadians.
Really? Wow.
Of course.
Cool.
There's no reason to go to Swiss Chalet to get that chicken if you can just go use your Costco card and get it for $8.
But dude, the festive special.
But dude, a $7 whole chicken.
Okay, that's a good point. Yeah, that's good. That's better value. That's way
It's
better
cheaper
value.
than a Big Mac by itself.
Yeah, it is. It truly is.
And it's
yes.
better. Anywho,
Yes.
Because we said that, yeah, Rhea's going to dissect her like a Costco chicken. And it never looks like a fair matchup, ever.
No, it doesn't.
I don't know.
It doesn't. I have a feeling that this will be the last one, if it's at the Rumble or if it's at Netflix's Raw on the 6th of January, either or. I have a feeling that this will be it for that storyline.
I don't think so. I think this goes to WrestleMania.
Really? See, I've seen some chatter about that and that stuff. I don't think it's got the steam. I really don't.
Well, WWE has an issue where Rhea is the best wrestler, but I think that they've got it in their brains that Liv is the hottest.
Well, that's
girl.
Yeah, she's the sex icon right now. They have
Yeah, so it's hard to turn off of that. She can drop the belt to Rhea, and get out of the way.
Yes,
and then the next Hoplon can take her place, whoever that may be.
Yeah, exactly. Or move her into like a feud with Alexa Bliss or something because she
basically was the Alexa Bliss replacement.
Yes, which is why I'm faking that when Alexa comes back, probably at the Rumble, she's been cleared to come back. That's they just haven't introduced her yet. I'm faking that inevitably sometime in 2025 we'll probably get an Alexa Bliss versus Liv Morgan feud.
But why? Just because they're both hot and blonde?
I've from what you mentioned is that Alexa will have felt that Liv took her spot.
Okay. I know.
I don't
like it.
It's probably something for like the quote dead period after Mania, but
yeah.
But you know what I mean. So, all right, we got our next contest. We'll move on and talk.
Have we talked about that these matches have been introduced with video packages?
No, not yet. But we can talk about that now. Yeah, that's the video packages were sweet.
Okay. Yes, they were. However, this is the one thing that I mentioned that it was missing off of Saturday night's main event. Back then, with Gene Okerlund, you have somebody in the back interviewing the wrestlers before they go out there.
Yes. Yeah.
That was the video package back then. It was live promos. There was none of that for this Saturday night's main event. Everything was a video package like it was a pay-per-view. I think they missed on that one.
Yes. That's where you bring in Joe Tessitore.
Yes, because you need that Mean Gene Okerlund type of character.
Joe Tessitore in front of a wallpaper background with Saturday night's main event on it or something like that.
Yes.
Chatting.
You got the heel who's in the locker room for some reason.
Yeah, bring back the locker room set. Yes.
Yes.
They still have it.
Yeah, because you got the heel in the locker room set, and then you've got the official set where Mean Gene and the face is.
Yeah, they still have the locker room set. I know because I walked into it at Fan Access one year.
Oh, nice.
Yes.
Pretty awesome.
Yeah, it was kind of hanging around a corner, and I looked around a corner, and all of a sudden almost walked into a locker door, and I'm like, what is this? And I'm like, oh, yeah, it's the locker set from the early 90s. Complete with a payphone.
Pretty awesome.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Like, here's the thing. I understand that it's a new era. It's a new generation. It's been 40 years later in the time warp. And now MMA would do like a video package before they get to the fight and then the entrances and blah, blah, blah.
Yes.
It's like they've completely erased this thing about wrestling where you have live promos. Like, that's wrestling.
Yes.
To sell the match before you get in there. That's what made it special, was to show off your characters. So I don't know if it's the wrestlers now just can't do it, and that would be a shame if that was the case. But I think that was missing.
I think they can do it. They just haven't been given the opportunity to do it, if you know what I mean.
All right.
Because there's not where other than the only time where they would have done it and flexed their muscle was during that rain delay during WrestleMania back in 2021 in Tampa.
Yeah, when they came back from pandemic and they had a 13,000-y kind of WrestleMania.
Yeah, and there was there was a 10 or 15 minute rain delay after the
yeah. And was it Samoa Joe that was dropping the promos?
It opened
McIntyre.
It was McIntyre and then Owens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, that was good. Those kind of like improv. But you see those guys? Veterans.
Yeah.
Old school. They've done the territory system kind of. Well, the indie.
And I want to say Natty dropped one too, maybe, because...
And I also want to say Finn Balor did.
And Balor, yeah, because there was 4 of them. And it literally was Kathy Kelly in the back with a microphone just going up to people, and they just had 2 minutes. Go. 2 minutes, go.
You have to fill some time before they can stop the ring, just pass over so they can continue with the show.
And I think we reviewed that, and we were like, yeah, that's one of the best parts of any WrestleMania.
Exactly.
Rapid fire thing, yes.
Yes. Yeah. Live, improv.
Yeah.
Off the top of the dome. Go for it. That's what this should have had.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Instead of the video packages.
Yes. Well, they kind of did online like 3 or 4 minutes worth of cold promos, but again, that was for the online crowd. It wasn't for the broadcast crowd.
Do it on the TV.
You got to do it on the TV.
God.
Do it. So
do it.
All right.
Do it.
Triple Threat World Heavyweight Championship was up next. We had Damian Priest versus Finn Balor versus Gunther, the champion, Gunther. And the runtime for that one was 11 minutes and 5 seconds. If you're noticing a pattern with the times here, yes, they all end in 05. So,
really? Right.
Yes. I don't know if that's an NBC thing, a trope, or whatever, but all of the runtimes last night all ended in 5.
Interesting.
Yes. Or 05, I should say.
You math nerd! No,
I like numbers. What can I say? Good for retains by netting the 1-2-3 on Finn Balor. A big power bomb by Gunther to retain the title. This one to me kind of seemed like it could have been on Monday Night Raw.
No way.
This one was actually good.
I think it's had a big fight feel to it.
Okay. Like, to me, I didn't feel anything different with it, but I thought it was a good match, but I just was like,
I thought it was a good match, and it was for the championship, and Gunther has made the championship more important just by him having it.
Mm-hmm.
That's the kind of character building he's been doing.
Mm-hmm.
Him having a promo before the match would have been amazing.
Yes.
For all 3 of them because of the champion.
His entrance last night was good.
Yes.
The classic heel, don't touch me favor. Keep your hands off me.
Yeah, don't touch me, peasants.
They were playing with that real skinny aisle, which is awesome. That was another thing, too. The skinny aisle made the return last night.
Skinny aisle, small entranceway, not a big Titantron.
Nope.
Most people jammed in there.
Yes.
That was all good.
That's how wrestling should be. I loved it.
I do have to say, now that they pointed it out, I can't unsee that Damian Priest looks like a cross between Razor Ramon and The Undertaker.
Yes.
That's exactly what he is.
He's what you would get when you mix the Kaw in the old wrestling games of Razor Ramon's moveset with The Undertaker, yes.
Yeah.
With the appearance and that stuff, yeah.
You get the Under Razor.
The Under Razor or Razor Taker.
Ramon Taker.
Ramon. Under Ramon? What? No? Wait, no. Nah.
Under Razor.
Under Razor. Rest in peace, Chico.
There you go. Honor of you. Rest in peace.
Hey,
if you didn't see that, that was just audio. I did the whole thing with the toothpick and I threw it.
Yeah, we do stream out to audio. That's correct. It's on SoundCloud. So if you don't have a SoundCloud, go check us out on SoundCloud. You can check out a lot of other neat stuff on SoundCloud, but most importantly, check us out on SoundCloud.
Damn right.
That's right. So,
you know who didn't belong though?
Yes,
I don't think Finn belonged in that match.
No. I could see what they were doing. It's like, okay, they're still playing off of the Judgment Day versus, Damian Priest feud that's on Raw now and that stuff. And they're breaking that up. And of course, this was supposed to be Damian hasn't gotten a clean one-on-one rematch with Gunther since he lost the belt. Finn's always interfering, so throw Finn in there if he wants it. By the way, what the hell's the look with him with the bag over his head walking?
Yeah, they took all the vowels out of his name. So it was Finn Blur.
FXXX.
Yes, Finn Blur.
Yeah, or Finn Blur.
Good old Finn Blur.
I can't wait till we get to Netflix and then that Triton Tron the first week pops up and says, fuck. Oh,
yeah, WWE fuck. Finn Balor is so screwed because his best character was the demon Finn Balor, and he can't
Yes.
use it now.
Yeah.
He's totally wasted that character. It was the best thing he had going. And it's done.
Yep.
So, toodle.
Bye. Yeah.
Also, Gunther, amazing performance in the way that he almost dropped Damian Priest on his head outside onto the steel steps, but
Saw
still
that.
regathered himself and powerbombed his ass onto that thing, got back in the ring, missile drop kick to Finn Balor, then the powerbomb to finish it out.
He's a big game player. That was a big game last night.
Absolutely.
He's proven himself big time on the roster. I would say long may he reign, but I think between the two champions right now, between Cody and Gunther, I think Gunther's probably the most likely to drop the title soon.
Whoever is the pretty much.
Yeah.
Whoever's in the not bloodline championship.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the transitional belt.
I'm thinking, especially with Netflix going to Raw, you're going to want to, have a big effect right off the bat. So I wouldn't be surprised that he gets booked for something on this January 6th thing and maybe loses it there.
But the thing is, he's officially like a main event player. I don't think you can take him out of that now.
Yeah, you're not gonna take him out of the main event picture. No, obviously not. But
otherwise, he's gonna end up like Drew McIntyre.
Yeah, kind of languishing around on upper mid card stuff. So
yeah,
maybe we see Gunther versus CM Punk.
Interesting.
Be a good clash of styles.
That would be a good styles clash.
Gunther versus AJ.
No, I was kidding.
They do that. That's got to be in France.
What? Oh yeah,
Gunther versus AJ. Do it in Paris or Lyon again or something like that.
Yeah, man, that was nuts. That might be like moment of the year.
I think it's definitely the wildest crowd of the year for sure.
Because,
they're literally shaking the camera while AJ's hitting his pose in the ring and that stuff. I was like, man, all you're missing is walking out with the title and then just retire. That's it. It's go out like that.
Yep.
Boom.
That's how you go out.
That's how you go out.
In front of like thousands of screaming fans.
Yeah.
Who are screaming so loud it shakes the main cam.
Yeah.
That'd be good.
That'd
Anywho.
be cool. That'd be a lot of fun. All right. Well, before we get to the next match, we have another on camera with Jesse and Joe. They welcome us back. Jesse Ventura stating wrestling is hotter now than it ever has been to the crowd.
They must have paid him a lot of money.
Well, I like how he turned to the crowd and said that. He didn't say that to the camera during that stuff. I think also this was a segment where he was basically putting over Liv Morgan big time and saying that Dominic can pick him.
He said Dominique. Which is hilarious.
Dominique can pick them.
Yes, the girl version of his name.
Yes.
You know that Dominique sure knows how to pick them.
Pick them, yes.
That Liv Morgan is absolutely spectacular. She's got the tatas.
Whoa!
You can't say that. Well, why not? It's a free country.
Jesse spending too much time at Plato's Retreat is what's happening. But anyways, and if you got to Google it. But anyways, WWE US Women Title Finals up next. The birth of the women's secondary titles in WWE. So we had Chelsea Green with Piper Niven take on Mia Yim. And this is the finals of the US title tourney. This will be the third title to change hands in Saturday night's main event history. Of course, the first two was the Brainbusters beating Demolition in 89, if you remember that one.
Nope.
And in 1992 on Fox, the Heartbreak Kid defeating the British Bulldog for the Intercontinental title.
After the Bulldog had beaten Bret Hart for it at SummerSlam.
That's right. This was the 2-week Intercontinental title reign.
Which a lot of people forget about.
Mm-hmm.
They just think that British Bulldog had this amazing moment, got the IC title, he beat Bret, and now he's moving on, and didn't realize, like, oh, wait, Shawn Michaels took his belt 2 weeks later.
Yep.
And Bulldog would, like, leave the company and then end up in the Shockmaster sketch.
WCW, everybody.
Yeah, that's damn right. Mm-hmm. What a weird time.
Yeah, it's early 90s wrestling. You got to love it. So Mia beat Chelsea in October in that dumpster match on SmackDown. So the match starts. Piper interferes before the break with a boss man slam on Yim on the outside. I kind of popped for that. That was hitting the
I
big
thought
bop
that Chelsea
bam.
Green's gear had her own face with her hair cut out
Oh yeah,
all over her. It was hilarious.
yeah. Her hat had her own face. Her
Yeah,
gloves
the
had her
same
own
face
face.
that's all over her gear. There's three
Yeah.
of them on her hat. It's so funny.
All Chelsea's face on there and that stuff. So Chelsea hitting her husband Matt Cardona's finisher, the Rough Rider, but only
Yep.
netting a 2 count. So nice reference there.
Who's Matt Cardona?
Zack Ryder,
Thank you.
and of course they're in Long Island. Zach's
The
from
Long Island IZ,
I see. So
which I think somebody actually mentioned.
yes,
Oh, it was Pat McAfee. Yeah.
it was. Yeah.
He said that. It's like, hey, might as well break out some Long Island IZ while we're here in Long Island. He said that when she hit that Rough Rider move. Good
The
stuff.
finish of this thing, awesome top rope counter into an unprettier by Chelsea, nets the 1-2-3, and the pop was banana.
Yeah.
It
Yeah, it was.
8:05, 8 minutes and 5 seconds for this one.
Yeah, man.
Mhm.
That was pretty awesome. It was good to see
Mhm.
Chelsea Green go from someone who's been cut from the company before,
Mhm.
come all the way back with this character and just naturally become basically a face. And the crowd is what's turning her because they're getting behind her.
Yeah, cut from the company twice,
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
not one time,
Mhm.
twice.
Twice.
Cut when she was in developmental,
Yep.
brought back, cut for a second time when she broke her wrist,
Right. Mm-hmm.
which was the second time around was stupid. But
Yeah.
that was a Vince McMahon cut.
That was a Vince McMahon. That's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Also cool that the commentators were just flat out announcing that these two had history back in TNA wrestling.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. We're in a different world now.
Yeah, I never thought it would come to the day where they could just like say TNA stats. Like it's
We're
nothing.
we're gonna have more than one TNA wrestler in both the Rumbles matches this year.
It's going to be that Jordana Grace girl, isn't it?
She's going to be in probably for sure, and I think we might get maybe one more
I don't know anybody else.
on the men's side. We might get Moose,
Nah.
so we'll see
Nah.
with that. But we're gonna get a couple of TNA crossovers for sure in the Rumble matches because that's how it goes.
I think they got too much talent in the WWE to have to do that.
Yeah, but the thing is that you're putting on Rumble matches and you got people who are hurt though too. So
Yeah, but you got NXT as well. You don't need a TNA person.
That's true. But if you got a spot at 14 in the Rumble match during a dead spot during the match, and you need the crowd to liven up, I could see the illuster or
Man, bring back a legend. Get RVD's ass in there. They have so many more options than bringing somebody into TNA that nobody's gonna know.
okay, I could see that.
Nobody's gonna know a TNA guy.
Yeah, I'm.
They're gonna pop for Sammy Callahan.
I'm not even sure if he's still there or not.
See, I don't
I mean, I don't know what the pop would be like for Moose walking in for the Royal Rumble. I think there might
You're
be
probably gonna think, hey, it's
nice
Titus
cheer.
O'Neil. Whatever he does.
Wow.
You're gonna gift that. Son of a bitch.
It's not the first thing you've done on this podcast that we can.
And it won't be the last.
I literally would have to spend 24 hours trying to cut out GIFs from this podcast.
Of just me doing stupid nonsense? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. In the history that you've been on this channel?
Yep. Getting ketchup on my laptop, throwing toilet paper at the screen, all that good stuff.
Having Rey Mysterio show up earlier, but that was pretty cool. See. So. I think I have either. No, I have a Rey Mysterio mask. I think I also got a Sin Cara mask kicking around here too. I had people go to Mexico and they sell.
Yeah. When people go to Mexico, they bring me back wrestling mats, and I think I also have a Sin Cara.
Yeah. So
moving on.
Yeah. So do you think but just quickly, there's got to be a blow-off match between Piper Niven and Chelsea Green somewhere down the line. I think that's probably what's going to happen here. The way they were celebrating, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah, I forgot. I used to call her Chubby Rain because her name used to be Dewdrop.
Dewdrop.
And Chubby Rain was the name of the movie they were trying to make in Bowfinger.
Oh, okay.
Do you remember Bowfinger?
I remember of it. I don't think I've ever seen it.
I hate that you don't know my references so much. So much. Like, oh my God.
We just got to hang out and do a movie night one night. Like literally.
Like, how do you not know Bowfinger? He's got Steve Martin and Eddie Murphy and Lauren Graham back when she was hot, sort of.
Okay. Well, hey, we'll have to
and it was a funny movie.
I'll have to check it out.
Okay, it's not how a director wants to make his own movie, but he can't hire this erratic version of Eddie Murphy. So they film the scenes around him while he's doing his real life. And getting genuine reactions out of him.
Okay. Wild.
Yeah, it's a really funny
So it's kind of like the Truman Show, but different. Okay, got it.
Well, it's like the Truman Show, except they're making a movie around him, and he doesn't know he's in it.
Okay. I have to check that out.
And the name of the movie they're trying to make is called Chubby Rain.
Chubby Rain?
And so whenever I see Piper Niven, I remember her name is Dewdrop, and that I called her Chubby Rain.
Chubby Rain. All right, main event time. The WWE Universal Championship was on the line next. We had the champion Cody Rhodes take on the challenger Kevin Owens. Coco Beware and Greg the Hammer Valentine at ringside. And they make a joke about Greg the Hammer Valentine taking 15 minutes to warm up to the show once again.
Yeah. That's pretty funny.
That's funny. I like
it. That's funny. You get it? Because he's old.
Jesse the Body Ventura joins Pat and Michael at ringside. Apparently, Jesse stole Damien and turned him into a jacket. We know this because he was beating Pat and Michael over the head with that point twice.
Not Damian Priest.
No, Damien.
Snake Roberts. Snake Damien.
Damien, yes.
Which I thought was hilarious, but at the same time, I'm like, he has to make that distinction because any new viewer would be like, huh?
Well, there was
Damien Priest shed snake skin?
Well, there was already kind of a generation clash here online leading up to the show because there was people online either trolling or I would like to think trolling, but they basically were like, who is this old guy? And it's like, he has a career outside of wrestling. That's pretty important.
He's been the governor of a state.
I was going to say, if not for, him not bowing to either side, he may be a presidential candidate, at some time.
What a weird world we live in. But anywho, him on commentary. Let's talk about that.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yes. I think it took him maybe the opening a little bit of the match to get back warmed up, but once the match started cooking, I thought Jesse was really cooking. And yeah, I think by the end of the match, it was like, like 7 days had left since the last time we seen him on TV or something like that. He was with it. And again, full 100% Jesse the Body, as if he walked out of a time capsule from 1990, just ripping on the faces, ripping on Cody. And he made Cody look like a heel in there, which was amazing because he used to do that to Hogan all the time.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
but it was funny. It's like I wanted somebody to bite back, and nobody did it.
No, they were sitting at the. I think both Pat and Michael were sitting at the desk, kind of jaw gas that they were calling a match.
Michael Cole doesn't know how to do that style because he's never come up with that.
Pat should be the one if they're going to roll forward with it to bite back. That's why.
Pat was like,
yeah, he was gushing too much. So that's why your suggestion about bringing in Corey Graves probably is better for this.
Yeah, but yeah.
Because Corey would be, I don't think would have any issues biting back. But the problem is Corey as a tweener has kind of made the same illusions in the past, right?
Exactly. So he's like a heel commentator with no balls.
Yes. Whereas Jesse is, the freaking body.
Balls to the wall.
Balls to the wall, yes. He don't care.
Yeah, he's full blown. I'm cheering for this guy and not this guy, and he's the good guy, and that's why he's a wuss.
I thought Jesse did phenomenal in this main event.
It was so good.
It was so good.
That dynamic of having a heel commentator is just beautiful.
It has been an element that's been missing for a long time, and I think last night proved it. And
I would hire that guy who's been on social media making AI videos with Gorilla Monsoon.
Oh, Joe Mariota?
Yeah. I would get that guy and just dub him in.
With Gorilla Monsoon.
Yeah.
Jesse, will you stop?
Yeah. Will you stop?
Well, Gorilla, you're not even here, but you're in a computer world now and that stuff, so you should know. You have access to Google.
I'm present enough to put a foot in your ass.
Come on, Gorilla. You know how to type your name. G-O-R.
Oh, will you stop?
Yeah. I can see that bit.
Guys.
I can see that bit going too. That'd be right. That'd be awesome. So Cody walks out and he had a surprise. Triple H gave him I don't think it was the Winged Eagle belt, but I think it was.
Wasn't.
Yeah, I think it was whatever the man.
I'll just say it.
Yeah, it was a replica of it or a brand new version of it.
It was a replica of the Winged Eagle belt.
Yes.
It wasn't the same one that Bret Hart used to wear.
No.
It was a replica version because it wasn't sewn together, as you could tell because everything's HD now in 4K. You're like, oh. But he did wear a Winged Eagle belt to the ring instead of the Universal title.
Yes.
Or the Undisputed, or just a big W belt. And the Winged Eagle belt looks so much cooler.
It looked great. It looked great last night. I know it was a one night off only thing, but it's still cool to see.
Yeah, they should bring that back permanently.
Well, they might. That's the way this match ended. We'll take a look at the runtime for this here. The runtime for the main event was 12 minutes and 5 seconds. The wrap up what this was. So there was a steel chair introduced in this match. Again, this was how many refs were taken out in this thing? Like 2, right?
2.
Yeah, 2 refs. And so a steel chair attempt by Owens, but Cody nets the Cody.
He cheated, Gorilla. He still used the chair to do his crossroads.
Used the chair on the crossroads. That's what it was. So crossroads on the chair. Charles Robinson back up and counts to 1, 2, 3 from the outside of the ring.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure that also might be a point of contention too, because doesn't the referee have to have both feet inside the ring?
I've seen Earl Hebner jump out of the bottom rope of the ring and count something because he needed to see the shoulders.
Okay.
It didn't get a 3 count, but I saw it happen.
So it's wherever the ref can see the 3 count clearest, I guess.
Because I clearly remember
the shoulders, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. Yeah.
Yes, he needs vantage point to the shoulders.
I always thought it was the ref had to have both feet inside the ring to make the 3 count, but that's just me.
I've never seen that.
Okay.
Why would that be a rule?
Well, because we got so used to the refs getting knocked out and doing.
I've literally seen somebody. Maybe it was Mike Chioda. I don't know. Maybe it was Little Nate. But somebody flew out of the ring to count a pin because they needed to see the shoulders.
That makes sense. That makes sense. And also, maybe it saved time too, because the amount of time that Robinson had to roll back in the ring, and that's an extra 5 or 10 seconds. And if they're up against a hard out at 10 p.m. our time when the show or whatever, 8 p.m. our time, I should say, or 10 p.m. on the East Coast for whatever's on next on NBC. You have to get in and get that done quick. So that's it. So Cody Rhodes retains. Jesse Ventura says he will be in San Antonio, and we go to Jeopardy on my feed because I was watching, a feed that had a Jeopardy rerun at the end of it. But that wasn't the end of everything. As we came to find out online last night, there was an altercation after where Cody Rhodes grabbed the mic. He was probably going to do Uniondale, Long Island, New York. What do you want to talk about?
And all he said was, Long Island!
Yeah.
Bam!
Kevin Owens blindsides Cody Rhodes.
Back of the head.
Hits, for the first time in his WWE run, a package pile driver on Cody Rhodes.
For anyone who doesn't know, he basically folded him up like a turkey so his limbs are completely caught, and then give him a pile driver on the top of his head. The psychology
of this is the package pile driver used to be Kevin Steen, his finisher in Ring of Honor.
And people would kick out.
Yes. Well, that was Ring of Honor at the time. We won't deal with that. But when he signed with WWE, he couldn't use it. They said, nope, this move is too dangerous. We don't want you to use it at all. And so that's where he developed the package powerbomb.
Pop-up powerbomb.
Or sorry, the pop-up powerbomb, I should say. Yes. And so that's what he's been using since then until last night. That was the instance of the first time ever, and it really wasn't on WWE TV. It was on, I guess WWE streaming, after the match on social media of him hitting the package pile driver on somebody.
Because he's already taken out somebody with a regular pile driver. Was that Orton?
Yes. Yeah.
So they've really made the pile driver an actual break your neck move.
Again,
which is brilliant.
Old school wrestling right there.
Makes sense. If you drop someone on their head, it's going to break their neck and they're going to be severely injured.
It's so old school, in fact, that there are wrestling councils and that stuff around North America that still have the pile driver banned as a illegal move.
Yeah, but that might be for
like state athletic commissions and stuff like that. That's what I'm trying to say.
Right. Because
I know it's still illegal in Louisiana. You can't do it.
Which I'm sure Jim Cornette would have a story about how they would just pay the fine, do the bit, and hospitalize the guy.
Oh, I'm sure there's something's coming. Yes, we'll pay attention to Jim's socials here this week. I'm sure he's got maybe a 55-minute long omnibus on the whole thing.
Hopefully that he liked the bit that they've actually made a pile driver a deadly.
I hope so, because that was and it was a stretcher job. It's the old school champion gets nailed at the end of the special and gets stretchered out of the building.
Well, it makes sense and I love it this way because it's more realistic. I hate when people do 5 moves in a row, they kick out and then lose on a roll up.
Yeah.
AEW. Osprey.
Yes.
I hate that shit. So I love it this way. This is what I wanted to see. Good show.
Following Cody Rhodes getting wheeled out of the ring on a stretcher, there was an altercation between Kevin Owens and Triple H.
Yes, because Kevin Owens took the wing belt.
While
Cody was stretchered out and taken into an ambulance.
Yeah. And they got into a shoving match. And the wing belt went flying.
Yeah.
And last I seen of that film, Kevin Owens picked up the wing belt and walked away. So that's why I'm thinking Kevin Owens is going to be walking around with the winged eagle the next few weeks on SmackDown, claiming to be the undisputed WWE Championship is now in dispute.
I'm the real heavyweight champion.
That's it. Yeah. So we have a stipulation match at the Rumble. I have a feeling it's going to be a ladder match.
Oh yeah, that'd be great.
I think between the two of them, it's going to be some sort of ladder match, maybe a ladder war. We'll see what happens.
I just got to say, I love it when that fat bastard does a swanton.
It's beautiful, isn't it?
Hell, Jesse the Body kept saying is that was unbelievable.
Yeah.
I can't believe he kicked out of that. A regular man wouldn't be able to.
Jesse was gushing over Kevin Owens last night.
But he was also emphasizing, in a way, he was kind of saying hey, these are some deadly ass moves. Maybe you don't kick out.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, he was like, wow, that's incredible. A regular man wouldn't be able to kick out of something like that.
Oh, for sure. No, it was a great way to end the show. It's just too bad we didn't get that on NBC. But
yeah, but then the thing is, if you put that on NBC, you won't see it again for so many months, and people will be like, "What do we do now?"
That's true. So by them putting it on social media, it gives them a little bit more leeway, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, leeway in that the angle can take as long as it needs to take, because I think the whole thing runs, if you watch the video, and that's about 5 or 6 minutes on WWE social media, right? So
the whole thing is this needed to be a finite show because it was on NBC and there would be no follow-up.
That's right, yeah.
Because not everybody in the States has cable or has those extra channel packages.
No,
some people just have the basics.
This was on old school network television.
Exactly. And some people, that's all they have is network television. So if you left them on a cliffhanger like that, there would be no follow-up and people would be a little pissed off if they wouldn't have access to it.
Mm-hmm.
So there needed to be the finite show that it was.
Right. Yes. No, I agree with that. I liked it. I really liked it. I liked the main event. I liked the pacing for it. And yeah, we'll see if that ends up being our match of the night, which, by the way, we'll get to that right now.
All right.
This is all ran by you guys, all of my followers and that stuff. You can follow me at Kellen Nitro everywhere on X, on Instagram, you name it. But we have the poll up on X after every PLE. Well, in this case, networks. I called this a network special. It is. It's an NBC network special. So
It is.
yeah. So we did that. And I'll throw on all the matches, and it'll be up to you to decide what the match of the night was. This was so heated last night, we needed 3 rounds of votes to determine our match of the night, to get a singular match of the night. Because we tried this 3 separate times, and we had 3 matches tie for number 1 overall all 3 times.
Interesting.
So I tried it again today. I threw it back up there. So the 3 matches that made the final were the women's U.S. title contest between Michin and Chelsea Green.
Yep.
Sammy versus Drew.
Okay.
The opener.
Yep.
And Gunther, Damian Priest, and Finn Balor.
I gotta say, of those 3, I might give it to Chelsea Green.
Well, the 4th time was the charm because we actually got a singular winner.
Who was it?
100% of the votes was Michin versus Green.
Hey, the people finally got one right, you dumb bastards. Good for y'all.
It took them 4 rounds to decide that, which I think was a first. That's an absolute first for this channel. So thank you everyone for voting and
Well done.
Re-voting and then voting again. So there we go. See, if we can settle that, I mean, elections should be easy, right? But whatever.
Let's not go there.
We're not going to go there.
We're not going there.
We won't go there at all. So it's time to give our show, or the show, I guess. Well, our show is always a 10 out of 10, but I'm just saying is that.
I mean, what? Yeah, of course. It's good. 10 out of 10. Y'all need to be watching this shit every drop.
I mean, Saturday night's main event. What are you thinking on giving this show out of 10?
It's tough because, yes, it's a TV show, but they set it up like a pay-per-view. But it wasn't a pay-per-view. Yeah. So it's
a network special.
Yeah, so I don't know how, like, I judge TV shows differently from pay-per-views.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Because a pay-per-view is all the matches. There's very little in terms of backstage segments and setting up stuff. The TV show is to set up stuff with a few matches intertwined here and there that build up to bigger things.
Right.
So like a good episode of Raw may not, you can't grade them the same. They're different content. So this is like a really short pay-per-view. Oh, man. Jeez.
You want me to give mine and then you can think about it?
Yeah.
I'll do that right now.
Yeah.
So I am going to give the show a 7 out of 10.
Okay, 8.5. You went too low.
Oh, okay. All right. So you're an 8.5. I'm a 7. So,
yeah. You went. Why so low?
I'll explain. So to me, the triple threat match was kind of, like I said, I've seen that. I've like, this feels like Raw. This feels like the main event of Raw. It's just kind of like, there was no real grav to it. That's it. I really liked the opener. The women's title match was okay at, okay to good at times, and
it was good.
That stuff. I've talked about the triple threat. Love the pop in the women's U.S. title match. I thought that was a great way to launch that belt, and of course, to reward somebody who's been busting their ass on the roster. And main event was excellent.
Yeah, I mean, what more are you asking for here?
The commercials were too numerous. I know that's not a WWE thing. That's an NBC thing, but it really messed with the flow of the show. I felt is that they would just get going into a match and then they would zap right out into commercial, and it would be a long commercial too. It'd be about 4 or 5 minutes of commercial, and then right back in. The main event was nice because they did the picture-in-picture. I wish they would have done that for all of the commercial breaks, is go into the picture-in-picture.
Yeah, but then you fit in more commercials because of that.
Were they not? What was not every break the same amount of? I have to look and see, but I thought that every break was the same amount of time though that they ran. last night.
Yeah, but you
It
can't.
would have to
You
be
don't.
the
You
time
don't
out.
get full. You don't get your full money for picture-in-picture ads. It's a different price bracket.
Oh,
Because what the network
from
is
NBC.
saying, yeah, because what the network is saying, this is what everyone is watching as of now is your commercial, as opposed to a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Now you're splitting, so it's not the same price.
Okay.
You know that.
You've convinced me to bump up my score.
Good.
It's an 8 out of 10.
Okay, you know what? For me, I ended up judging it as a TV show. For a
Yes.
TV show, what more can I want?
You said 8.5 out of 10, right?
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
What more are you asking for? Like, I thought every match is pretty solid. They built it up well. The only thing that I think that was missing was the live improv promos.
Yes.
Like old school. That was the only
The old school cold promos. Yes.
Yeah.
Bring those back. We'd love to see them for sure. Maybe they will. Maybe they'll bring them back for the San Antonio thing. That's a week before the Rumble, by the way. So that's going to be very interesting. There'll be a lot of Royal Rumble specific things there. They might find out who's drawing number 30 on that special for both matches. Maybe there might be a match for a way that they figure that out.
The only other thing I was going to dock it for was, I call it a lack of star power or name recognition.
Okay.
There was no Roman Reigns. There was no John Cena. There was no
Right.
CM Punk. There was no Randy Orton. There was no AJ Styles. There was no Rey Mysterio. Rey Mysterio was here. Like
he was having surgery.
Yep, for the
On
ninth
his knee.
time on his left knee.
knee.
On his left knee. Yeah, like there just wasn't a lot of recognizable names. They were all kind of new. Like, I can imagine somebody tuning into Saturday Night's Main Event on NBC and being like, okay, who is this Scottish dude? Okay, and who is this plumber he's wrestling? That was a hairy man with a lot of people chanting for his song.
Yes.
Having the lyrics. And then, like, who is this Japanese girl? And who is this hot blonde? Who is this hot blonde? And then, like, you know what I mean? Like, a lot of the names are not people that are not wrestlers that people would be like, oh, I know that guy.
Yeah.
They're not exactly household names that they threw out there.
Right. No, I feel it. Yeah.
But I mean, that's on WWE to build them. But at the same time, they got to use, I think they should use some of the top tier names to get your product, especially on network television. No Rock, right?
Yeah.
Like,
No, and that was something that was heavily rumored, is that The Rock would be making an appearance at the end of that main event last night too. So to potentially kick off a Rock Cody feud.
Yeah.
For Mania, but we'll see what happens going forward. But yeah, very clean. And again, Jesse Ventura knocked it out of the park for what we truly didn't expect anything from him coming into this.
I didn't know what to expect. I'm like,
or we didn't know what to expect, I guess would be better.
I was like, I don't know how this is going to go, and it went terrific.
No, he was awesome. It was a lot of fun watching him. I think he had fun too.
I hope so.
Yeah, it looked like he was having fun out there. So
yep,
I guess we'll find.
I
guess we'll find out in the coming weeks and that stuff. And if he doesn't make it to San Antonio, we'll know the answer why. But yeah. But I think they found the perfect role for him. He's the heel host, and then if you want to wheel him out for the main event, wheel him out for the main event.
But don't worry, I'll be there in San Antonio.
He'll be
not
in San
too
Antonio.
far from home.
Nope.
I live in the Baja.
It's just a short hop on a puddle jumper.
Got 500 gallons of potable water.
Potable. In the
Got
Baja.
a soccer full of tortillas.
I'm the original Baja Blast.
Got 40 dogs that could pull a sled at a moment's notice.
Yeah. Yes, we missed the big man tonight, but
yeah, we do. Gosh darn it.
So we'll tell the Undertaker now and this would normally be the end of the pod stream here. We'll tell it to rest in peace.
In peace.
Yeah. Okay.
Chico.
Yeah. Yeah. The Under Ramon or whatever we call it.
The Underraiser.
The Underraiser. There we go. Thank you. Yes. But
And you will go one-on-one with the Under Racer.
doesn't have the same effect. It really doesn't. But
I need a crowd in behind me.
well, we have some unfinished business from the Christmas stream.
You keep talking about this. What's going on?
We do. Okay, so it was talked about on the Christmas stream. If you go back, the Nitro Maniac TV's 2024 Christmas extravaganza is online on this channel and also on tinyurl.com/dragfiles as well on my racing channel. It's the one time a year we stream on both channels and spread Christmas cheer and merriment and everything. Yada, yada, yada. But discussed during this thing was creating an AI RuPaul rookie card. Do you remember this discussion?
I forgot and now I remember. Yes.
Well,
Okay.
you remember the first attempt was pretty
Melissa
poor on my
Ford,
account.
basically.
Yes, it was. A follower of mine took a crack at it,
Oh no
and
way.
I believe he's nailed it.
No way.
So
All right.
shout out to Colorado Avalanche blogger Jay Horbe, who's a
Okay.
follower of mine, good friend
Shout
of mine.
out to him.
He took a crack on this, and this was delivered to me via Blue Sky. So yes, you can follow me on Blue Sky as well at Kellen Nitro, which is the new Butterfly app, which is the Butterfly version of Twitter.
Come on, man. Show it.
This is the RuPaul rookie card.
Oh my God.
It's beautiful, isn't it?
That is fantastic.
Yep. I don't know what he used with which AI agent he used. I'll have to ask and find out.
It's got to be
Exactly,
Russian.
but-
Look at that font. But still. Oh my God. Wow.
Rubalakis.
Rubilokis Rubuski.
Rubuski. So apparently RuPaul played in a Russian league at one point. And
That would make sense for
Maybe.
some reason. Look at that thing.
And you know what? She batted fabulous. But anyway.
Oh man. I wish I knew more baseball terms that I could turn into sassiness.
Yeah, no kidding.
Like RBIs and ground rule doubles and stuff.
Her ERA was era. Because it was her era. It's RuPaul's era. So there we go. The RuPaul rookie card.
Just leave that up for a little. No, leave it back.
Don't leave it.
Oh, I'll just keep it up for a while. Just
We are keeping it up.
there.
The RuPaul-
Oh God. What do you think, Rey Mysterio? He's had surgery 5 times on his left nut.
Left. The trick nut, the one that keeps going out on him.
It's caused problems for him. Or
Oh,
her.
yes. Or her.
Who am I to judge? I'm just Rey Mysterio.
Rey Mysterio.
You can pull it down now.
Yes, I can. There we go. But he's back. It's Ray Ray. He's back.
Booyaka, booyaka. Here to close the show.
Ray, you gotta come out to an Oilers game with me dressed like that one night.
Hey, absolutely. One day I'm going to do that. You know, I'd love to be in Edmonton, home of Wayne Gretzky, home of that legacy, those banners up in the rafters. And one day, Rey Mysterio will be back there
Yes.
to watch the Oilers play.
Yes. Is Rey Mysterio a hockey fan?
Of course, just like 9 teams in California.
And let me guess, your favorite position is goalie, correct? Because of the mask?
Of course, and the amount of goalies that have come up to me and said, hey, Ray, in honor of you, I've done my mask in the same way. And it's been nothing but love and respect between myself
Yes.
and the goalies.
Mm-hmm.
It's a long-standing tradition that goes all the way back to the 90s.
Love it. There should be a Rey Mysterio goalie mask. Somebody's got to do that. That'd be awesome. That'd be really
I believe it was Manny Fernandez from the Minnesota Wild who started it,
Yes.
or possibly Al Montoya.
One out of two. Yes, definitely. For sure. So what, Ray, you watched the show. What do you give Saturday night's main event?
I'd probably say it's probably a 6.9. A 6.19.
6.19.
A 6.19 out of 10.
Gee.
Booyaka.
Booyaka.
You know, all these years, I wish I had a catchphrase. I don't even say booyaka. It's just in my song. It's booyaka, booyaka, but I don't ever say booyaka.
Mm-hmm.
I need a catchphrase.
Man, I don't know.
If you could come up with a RuPaul rookie card, certainly you could come up with a catchphrase for Rey Mysterio.
Rey Mysterio.
It's long overdue.
Who's that jumping off the rope? R-O-N Mysterion. No, that's different.
That was a great disrespect to my culture, to my people, and to all luchadors around the world. You've just made a great enemy. And get Ron off the top rope.
Okay, sure.
Booyaka.
Booyaka. Love it. So, anyways, Ray, you want to give TL's social media? I think you're out of there.
Mi amigo, my friend. His handle is at TMLoutan.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, he wants everybody to know that he wants to smoke. So if you've got it, bring it to him.
There you go.
TMLoutan only on X.
On X.
On X Fato.
On X Fato. So Ray, are you still No Limit Soldier? Are you considered one? Or
I'm No Limit Soldier for life, I say. I've got it tatted somewhere on me.
Somewhere.
I have over 1,000 tattoos that match each one of my masks.
Yeah, and they're all on your right knee to cover the surgery marks from 9 times.
I've got 60 gallons of potable water.
60 gallons of potable. Is it from the Baja?
Of course it's from the Baja. Where else would I get it from, eh?
Yeah.
I've got a silo full of tortillas.
Hey, our next classic Nitros take, Ray, is it's coming up. It's ECW One Night Stand 2005. You were ECW alumnus. You know what was happening
part of
at that time.
Yes,
you were part of that.
Great
Yes,
match. I had a great match that night against one of my old friends and rivals,
Psychosis. Yes, exactly. If you would like to step back in for that review, I will float you the info and we will bring you on, sir. Absolutely.
Absolutely. It would be my honor to talk about One Night Stand for the first time in almost 20 years. I
think we could get you and the Governor Jesse Ventura on the same stream, and I think that would be phenomenal.
That would be an amazing dream. That would be amazing.
We go. Yes. Well, we will make that. We are going to endeavor to make that happen, folks. Next time out, Classic Nitros Take Live. We'll roll out. We'll do ECW One Night Stand 2005. That's upcoming here on the channel in the future.
Right here for all my people.
Right here. You float me a follow too. You're floating Ray a follow. You're floating Mr. TL a follow. You can float me a follow at Kellen Nitro. Yeah,
that's right. You can follow the host as well at Kellen Nitro on all platforms, not just
everything.
X. All platforms.
Everything. Like I said, we got that RuPaul rookie card. It came through Blue Sky. You know what Blue Sky is? It's the butterfly app. It's got
azul. Yeah.
Yeah.
Blue Sky.
Blue Sky. Yes. And he's not here, but give CraigPFraser all the smoke from this, just for random sake.
And tell him next time he needs to be here and bring the governor with him.
Mm-hmm.
I have a few words for the both of them.
Oh, booyaka, booyaka.
619.
619. I love it.
Who's
all right, Ray.
Jumping up the sky, R-E-Y, Mysterio. Vámonos.
That's it for us tonight. Thank you very much for tuning in. Thank you very much for liking, subscribing. Check out all of the stuff. We'll catch you next time here on Nitromaniac TV's Wrestling Unlimited. Do take care.
W-O.
You were never part of the NWO.
I said L.
Oh.
L. W. O.
I thought you said NWO.
We're still doing it. We still got March out.
You got the little man, you got the big man, and you got the bigger man.